What's going on, everyone? So, Darvin Ham spoke about the sort of fake comeback against the Sacramento Kings. He said, just a competitive fight within our group. I told them at the break, at the end of the third, we got about 4 or 5 minutes to see if we can do something to dig into this league and minimize the deficit. And they came out, we switched up our defense, went to a zone, which helped slow them down a little bit, and we were able to make some shots on the other end. And like I said, whenever we get stops, we take care of the basketball, we're usually fine. And I know the amount of scoring that we have on our team, particularly those guys, the 5 guys that finished for us. You got to give them a chance to see what they could do. It was disappointing to lose after such a big win yesterday, but again, there's a lot of things we can learn from it, and we will. Now, look, I said I don't really think that they should have tried to fight for that. I appreciate the effort, right? I appreciate them not laying down. But I would have still rested LeBron and AD. It's more long term. I understand LeBron and them, they probably wanted to try to see if they could come back. Because Sacramento is one of those teams that'll let you back in. But I just think it's more important, especially LeBron dealing with the injury, and then Anthony Davis. I would have rather have sat them for a game that you're probably not going to win. And then if the Lakers had came back, and you know how they got it to, what was it, like 9 or whatever, or 6 or whatever, at that point, if that still would have happened, then I would have put LeBron and AD in and tried to see if you could make a push to go win the game. But if the other guys, they can't get you back, then they can't get you back, and you just chalk it up and say, hey, rough game, let's bounce back. But my issue is that, like, look, Darvin Ham, I loved how Darvin Ham is, he's trying to rally his troops. But at some point, we got to stop with the moral victories, right? Every game, good or bad, there are takeaways, right? There are good things and there are bad things that you can highlight and focus and build on, right? But at this point, we're now 12 games into the season, going into a 13th game. The problem has been essentially the exact same problem the entirety thus far. It's lack of energy early to start games. It's not doing the little things that you're supposed to do throughout the course of a basketball game. It's not hitting shots. And it's us deciding, okay, we're going to turn it on late into the third and the fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter. We are one of the better fourth quarter teams in the league, which is good because you need to be able to close out games. But that means nothing if you're down 20 every time you go into a fourth quarter, right? You could outscore teams every game in the fourth quarter by 18 points. But if you're down 20, it doesn't matter. You still lose the game. And I just, like, at what point do we stop trying to look for these moral points and actually start showing the effort? Start actually playing the game of basketball the way that we have seen we can play. We've seen them for stretches. We've seen them in the Grizzly game the entire game. Yes, it was the Memphis Grizzlies, but it was the way we played. It wasn't like we solely won that on just hot shooting. Yeah, we were hot shooting the basketball, but the energy was there from the moment we started the game. Guys were getting second chance points. They're boxing out. They were running down the court. They were doing the little things. Lakers haven't done those little things. And we got to start putting our best foot forward. Start putting it together over the entirety of a game, not just the first. Luckily, we have this easier stretch. Like, Sacramento was the toughest team we would play in our next, couple games. And today we end up playing the Portland Trailblazers again. We're on the road. It's an in-season tournament. Lakers only have one road win, right? So I know the Lakers should go into Portland and smack Portland. That's what should happen, especially after getting smacked by the Kings the way they got smacked by the Kings. The Lakers should win this game rather handily. My concern is they've only won one game on the road, and it was a comeback double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter against the Phoenix Suns. But if the Lakers do what they're supposed to do, and the Lakers come with that competitive nature, then guess what? We're going to win that game because we have too much talent. We are the better team. But when you come in and you're just lackadaisical out there and you're just chilling and living your best life until the fourth quarter, like you're not these are still NBA teams. These are still professional basketball players. You can't just sleep on these guys just because we have Anthony Davis and LeBron James and they'll come back. No, we got to do what we are supposed to do from the jump. As soon as that ball goes up in that tip, we're establishing ourselves. There are bad games. I get that. There are bad moments. I get that. Right? Like sometimes you lose to a team you shouldn't. Every team does. Every year there's the best team in the league end up losing to one of the worst teams in the league. And it's just a bad game. It happens. But it seems like for the Lakers, those bad games are regular, right? It's not just like an outlier. It's not just here's a bad moment. I mean, almost all of these games, even the ones we've won, we just as easily could have lost those games. I mean, outside of the Memphis game, like every game has basically came down to the stretch, right? And it's like, at what point do you want to start building some cushion? Now, I get that there are still factors involved, right? Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, they would help a lot with their energy, their defense, being able to defend out on the perimeter, both point of attack guys. I get that. Like, that would help. But you still need to do the base. Like, the fact that I see people all the time that are like, why Darvin Ham? It's all Ham's fault. Like, that's got to be the trend because the players, don't show up with effort to start getting. Like, you can't coach effort. You can't coach. And like, what are you supposed to do? You could be the best motivational speaker. You could be, Mr. Rally the troops. But if they step out there, it doesn't matter. Darvin Ham's not the one playing the game. I mean, look, he's definitely accountable as well. This is a team issue, and they need to figure that out. But the players the fact that you even have to convince the Lakers, professional athletes, professional players, where's LeBron in this factor? He's the leader of this team. He should be getting his troops rallied also, right? Like, this is, if you're gonna point to leadership, then LeBron needs to be in that conversation also. Right? So does Anthony Davis. They're the two stars. They're the two guys. This is their franchise. Right? Where are them? Where are they? Right? We got to start showing that effort. From the jump, I get we're kind of in this rhythm, but it's just like, it seems like the Lakers are the only team that has the consistent lack of effort issue. Right? I get it. You get a game where it's off. Maybe a back-to-back game where it's just like, guys just don't have it today. That's one thing. But for it to be regular and a constant thing, like, that's not coaching. That's not anything more than the players just not doing their job. Because you have other teams that have coaches that are on the hot seat. You have other teams that have coaches that the players don't like. You have other teams that are in a worse situation than we are, and yet those players seem to show up because they have a job to do. They're professional athletes, and they know we have to come and bring energy. Where is the Lakers in that conversation? Why aren't the Lakers doing that? You could change the coach tomorrow. Fire Darvin Ham right this second. Go ahead. You could bring back prime Phil Jackson. None of it matters. Pick a coach. Pick your favorite coach. You could, Eric Spoelstra, Steve Kerr, you name it. Bring them in here. It doesn't mean nothing changes unless the players show effort. We've seen what the Lakers look like when they show effort. We've seen the Lakers lock down and completely dominate entire quarters or halves. I mean, that Sacramento game. The Lakers, if that was a manageable game, I'm not talking about down 26 at one point like they were. If they were down even 10, we win that game. But again, when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you get those results, and then you end up getting smacked, and you just wasted an effort, and you gave LeBron James and Anthony Davis minutes that they shouldn't have and needed to play because you're trying to rally it. But again, you start putting your foot forward, right? You look at, I understand you want to have some moral victories. So look at some of the moral victories, right? You just came off of a 3-game win streak, right? You're at 600 still. You're off to a better start than you were last year, right? Although you're still having a lot of the same issues. That was the same issue last year. But at least you're winning the close games rather than losing them, right? Because last year, remember, like every game was a close game. And we just couldn't close out down the stretch. But this year, we're actually closing down the stretch, which is good. So there are good things. We have seen how good this team looks when they lock down and are focused the way that they can lock down and focus. When they really turn it on, I mean, they're clearly one of the best teams in the league. I mean, it is very clear because they've done it to most of these teams for a quarter and are completely dominating that quarter. It's just getting them to do that for a half, or at least start that way. Like, I would rather them start that way than finish that way, because at least, then at that point, you're just kind of weathering the storm. Give me, like, a good start to the first quarter. Like, can you just lock it down for the first quarter and the fourth quarter? And they're probably going to win games. I mean, obviously, I want them to play the entirety of the game, but until we get through our little, like, hiccup that we're in right now, can we lock down during can we just show up first quarter, get us a double-digit lead going into the second, just kind of coast like we seem to like to do, coast to the third, and then lock down in the fourth? We'll probably win 70-80% of our games if we just do that. Because we're just coasting essentially through 3 quarters and then picking it up in the fourth, and we're 6-6. Right? So we're at 500. So you got to imagine we'll win at least 20-30% more games if we just do that for the first and the fourth. But look, every team wants to beat the Lakers. Portland, this is an in-season tournament game too for them. They're at home. They're playing the Lakers, right? They feel like, oh, we can beat them, especially after the last performance. We can beat them. We need to be ready, because if not, Portland, we're gonna go into their court and they're just going to smack us, and we're gonna be in trouble, and we're gonna lose that first play-in game, which doesn't mean we're out of it. It's whoever has the best record. But look, the Lakers have been better in the in-season games, so I wonder if that's just part of it, right? I wonder if it's just like they need that incentive. Guys aren't taking the regular season as serious. That could be a real thing. Lots of players do that. It's like, it's regular season. Like, I'm not going to play 100%. But you still need to win games in the regular season. You don't want to finish in the play-in or finish as the 6th seed, because now you got to play. Now you're going to have just a tough road ahead. I mean, I talked about before the season started that I thought this team would be anywhere from like the 2 to 5 seed. That I thought it'd be closer to like the 3 to 5 seed. Just because I don't think that they're going to like kill themselves during the regular season. But at the rate they're going, they're not even going to be, they're going to be a 6 to 10 seed. Right? Because you have all these teams that they're hungry. You got some of these young teams in the West that want to prove something. Right? And we have to maintain. We got to win the games that we're supposed to win. We have to win. And I know people are saying, oh, well, Lakers haven't beat anyone over 500, blah, blah, blah. Like the Suns were when we played them, right? Like the Clippers were really good before they ended up doing the James Harden trade. They haven't won since they played us. So if you look at it right when we went and played them, right, they were. Yeah, whatever happened after, happened after. That has nothing to do with us. If anything, you credit us. We broke them. Right? So, but we gotta lock in. Let's go win this game tonight. Gotta stop with the moral victories. Let's go get real victories. Let's go rally up. Let's go get 4, 5, 6 games over 500 here. And just keep that momentum. Start building that momentum. Jared Vanderbilt should hopefully be back soon. Gabe Vincent still minimum another 2 weeks away. So hopefully Vando comes back, because Vando will help and fix a lot. So we'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you agree with my points? Disagree with my points? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. See you all in the next one. Thank you.